This is After Hours. I'm DJ Fuzz, and we're joined here today with
Estelica.
Thanks so much for coming into the studio today. You're going to play us a set.
Yes, I am.
Are you super excited?
I am so hyped. I think it's going to be so fun.
What are your hopes and dreams and goals for this next hour?
Ooh, okay. I'm definitely trying to take people on a journey from a cheeky little intro. And I just really want to move people through multiple different feelings. Like, I think that it's awesome to kind of get the energy up and then kind of take it into a place of like something maybe a little bit more darker, a little bit more contemplative, and then end with something that's a bit more euphoric and a little bit more happy to send everybody on their way with a nice evening.
Do a lot of your sets sort of follow that emotional track?
Yeah, I would genuinely say I follow a 3-act structure. I'm gonna be so real, 'cause I think that like if you're just playing banger after banger, I don't think you're working the crowd as much. You're not telling them a story, okay? If you're just giving them highlights, you gotta like work them up to it, right? And I also think that it's like really important in the moment to kind of respond to what the crowd is feeling and what they're not. So like even if you have something planned, like be prepared to go off script.
What genres do you gravitate towards?
Ooh, I love me some like 90s dance music. That is kind of my bread and butter. I was raised on like Eurodance with my mom's iPod, and all that. It's all locked in. Steel trap. But I would say that like I've been recently gravitating towards a lot of like liquid drum and bass, and as well as like there was this really short-lived Brazilian like drum and bass movement that's super jazzy, and they incorporate a lot more like samba. Generally I really love anything with a lot of percussion in it. I'm, not so much for like on a straight beat, like it's always got to get swung or shuffled, or like it's got to get kind of, it's got to get groovy. But yeah, I would say techno, trance, and I would say hot people electro.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
Yeah,
I know about that clearly.
Yeah. You would know about that.
What do you have to say about the resurgence of techno? Is it back? Was it ever really gone?
No, I think this is actually a fairly honestly a pandemic born movement, where like pre-pandemic minimal techno was the thing. Like that was what all the millennials were listening to. That's what they were clubbing to. It was much more like it's an atmospheric thing, but it's not high energy, and it's not like it's very long form art. But I think with like TikTok and the resurgence of like youth wanting to be out and partying and like doing fun stuff with their friends, and like the fact that is possible now, like a ton of the first clubs that opened up again after the pandemic had like crazy heavy hitting like artists, and those were the ones that started to really gain traction on social media, partly because like those styles of music are so like intense, and so they lend themselves pretty well to like short form content. It's something that like even though like everybody and their mom loves hard techno right now, it's something that where I still try and find like I'm not as into like hard style as I am something like hard groove. It's in the name. You always got like 3 or more percussion loops going on, and that's honestly like that's what I love to dance to, and that's what I love to play. And if I can't dance to it, I'm not gonna play it. So that's kind of like how I see it.
Do you have a hot take on DJ culture that you could share with us today?
How much time you got? I have a lot of hot takes on DJ culture. I honestly think recently, like I've been doing my research for my capstone. I'm actually doing my research on dance music, funnily enough. But like going through a lot of those videos has been really interesting, because there's a ton of like really famous DJs from like the late 90s that I'm like hearing their interviews and hearing them talk about music. And it's really fascinating because many people like Armand Van Helden and Goldie and like a few other people that are escaping me right now, they were kind of talking about how they themselves don't see themselves as DJs as much as like they're producers who DJ just because that's the way to get the music to their people, you know? But I think that it was really interesting to hear like the respect and like deep admiration they had for like other people on their label that were primarily DJs first, as in curators, selectors of music. The DJ as selector, like that comes out of Jamaica sound system culture, and that is honestly the thing that I think needs to be at the core of how people DJ, because it's not anybody can get up on stage and like entertain, right? But can you like move people? Can you get them to engage with the emotional like catharsis through a set, or like really let them, you know, get their energy out? Or if they're mad at the world, there's many reasons to be mad at the world right now, and there's also many reasons to like find solace and be able to have that catharsis with your community on the dance floor. And I think that like that, remembering that it is for the people, that you are supposed to be introducing and elevating like really cool art and amazing artists that maybe are like more underground or that people don't know about. Like if Top 40 Radio is already playing it, the people don't need to know about it. Like it can be really fun to have like a callback to a song that everybody knows and loves, that everyone can scream the lyrics to. But I think especially if you're DJing a style like within dance music, it's dance music first. It's not lyric driven. And so I think that kind of has to be at the forefront of it. But again, it depends on what style of set you're playing. But that's at least like my DJ ethos is very much in the curator, and like you got to have good music taste to become a DJ. Don't become a DJ if you have bad music taste, okay? Like please just don't.
When you go to shows and you're on the other side of the table, how do you like to feel?
I like to feel like just so excited and like I'm anticipating their next move. It starts to become a bit of a thing where you can start to like really hear like the track ID, the like mental track ID is kind of crazy sometimes, because you can hear when they're starting to transition a song just because like you're more familiar with like what you are hearing for. And whenever I am hearing something that I like I don't even know, like sometimes I'll be dancing and I'll be like, yeah. And then they'll put on something, usually something that's like very percussion driven, and I'll be like, hey yo, let's go. And I think that it's something that I love to dance. I love to dance so much. Like as does my sister. Like she was my first dancing partner, and she's also my favorite person to party with to this day. But yeah, I just think that it's about being able to kind of create a connection between you. Like I think about like dancing is an interpretive art form as well as like a bunch of other things, but I like to personally choose my like, you know, dance moves and like how I'm dancing to fit the style of music. I mean, this is kind of basic, but like specifically when I'm hearing like, if I'm hearing like a triplet sort of rhythm, or I'm hearing like something that's really swung where it's a da 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 da, right? Usually I'll choose a dance move that makes me land on those same beats, so that I can kind of emphasize it and feel like I'm like playing the music with my body. And that's just something that I get a kick out of that, and it keeps me excited on the floor just to try out different things, because like most dance music is built in blocks of like 4, 8, 16, so it is predictable, but it's also there, you can do so much with that.
Could you teach me a dance move?
Yes.
Something I can do kind of like this. Oh, I've got a move for you.
Okay, this hails from the Techenge, like techno culture of Argentina. Okay, this is called el cangrejo, which means the crab. Okay, this one is like really, it's best done with a partner. But basically, like this is all in the shoulders. Okay, really, this is like, I think about it like an extension of the Jack Your Body move that was like OG dance music. But basically what you're going to do, usually it's like a full body dance move, but I'm going to do my best to do it seated down. And really it's just, you usually have just like some techno beat that's like boom, 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 right? And you're just going for it. It's about the shoulders. You're back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it gets even more fun when you reach out to your friends and then you're pulling each other and you're whipping each other back and forth. And it just is like, it's so fun. And because it's something that you can just like do with somebody else, and it's like, you play off each other's energy physically, right? Like the same way that you would in any sort of partner dance. But I find this one specifically, like, you'll eventually you'll get tired. And that's when I usually like to switch from, instead of a forward backward sort of move, I like to switch into a like kind of up and down, like a U shape, but I'm like a U shape where I'm kind of like hooking and pulling and moving back behind. And then yeah, and this honestly, this is what I like for a lot of hard groove stuff, that'll usually have a bass line that's like it's playing some interesting polyrhythm with like the main beat that's going. And that's kind of how like I like to kind of act out with the bass that I'm hearing along with the, like the driving 4 on the floor beat. Yeah.
Thank you. You'll see me doing that tonight in the set.
Really?
For sure. Oh,
really?
For sure.
That'll be such a treat.
Well, my final question for you. What texture is your sound usually? What do you like to go for?
Ooh. If I had to pick a texture, I think like if I could have like sparkly corduroy, that is what I want. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like you have like a little bit of the like abrasiveness of the sparkles, like you'll get stuck to your fingers, right? A little earworm gets stuck in your brain.
That's good.
But also the corduroy of like, it is a fabric that you already know and love, and it's something that you can feel really comfortable in. It is an alternative to jeans. Like it's not jeans, it's corduroy. It's slightly different, right? But it's like, common enough that people can match with it and interface with it. And honestly, I think that's like one of the biggest things I think about, like when I'm building my playlists or like selecting or going through new music, is like, does this have enough of like, enough of a draw or enough of a connection to something that like people would already know, that I can kind of like bring them out of their comfort zone into that challenge zone, and then they'll like end up loving it, right? Because I think there's a lot of like DJ discourse right now of like, people don't want to actually dance to music, and like they only want to hear top 40 hits and whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool, but that's a challenge. That's not like an accepted reality. Like you just got to work a little harder, or maybe you pick a super dancey remix of a song they already know and love that only has like the one vocal. You're not actually playing the pop song, but like it has the one vocal that mainly gets you into this other groove, and then from there, the world's your oyster. But yeah, sparkly corduroy is what I would say.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us
tonight.
Thank
you, DJ Fuzz. When can I hear a set from you?
Oh, that's the after hour show.
Afters. Got it.
I'm doing like hard style techno.
Screechy.
Yeah.
Love it.
Kind of that. Yeah. So stick around. This is After Hours with DJ Fuzz here on KUGS FM Bellingham.
Whoop, whoop.